All right. So first of all, I'd like to start by thanking you for being here. I know it's not really your choice, um, but it's good to have an audience. So jumping right into it today, I'm going to be talking about networking. Networking, why it's good for you, why you should start doing it proactively, and some of the ways in which you can do it. Um, and by the end of this presentation, I'd like to have redefined your view on networking. So, yeah, first off, what is networking? Networking can be easily used in the analogy of computers. Computer networking is when you initially have two computers that simultaneously exchange information. That's the technical way of looking at networking. With human, it's similar in the sense that we're exchanging information. We're exchanging things for each other in the benefits of benefiting our own personal goals. But that's one of the ways I want you to stray from. It doesn't end there. Networking isn't just using someone for their event for the goods that they benefit you, and them vice versa. You're not just using someone for how they benefit your life. You want to use networking in a way that helps both of your lives, not just business wise, or not just for personal gain, but other things. Some of your closest friends that you might have, you might have met through in a way that you were networking you weren't aware of. And that's why I want you to redefine it. View networking in a different way than you would be looking at it just as a socioeconomic point of view. So why is networking important though? It's because everyone uses it. Everyone needs it. Everyone does it. For any aspect of business, whether you're an entrepreneur and you need a market, you need an audience. Networking helps you find that audience. Whether you're a student and you need, a professor's recommendation, to enter a program of study, or you need that curve. You need to be on the professor's good side, or you need a professor to put a good word for you for a good internship. Networking helps you in any aspect of it, or getting a job. Job security is one of them. Um, you know, One of the hardest things about getting a job is getting the interview. Just getting there first. Just getting them to sit down and for them to talk to you. Because most of the time you're filling out an application and all they see is a name. All they see is your qualifications. And that's good and all, but is experience enough? Is your previous experience enough? Study done by by the Lee Hecht Harrison found that 60% of all jobs actually, that go through the first stages, second interviews, and actually end up getting a job, 60% of those people had some form of networking. Someone told them about the job, someone told them, hey, this person's going to apply here, give them a chance. Or they actually went to talk to the person in full, they knew them, or, they had some form of, marketing agency. A lot of, people have those like networking companies. You can pay someone and they can get you in. But all in all, in the end of the day, it's still networking. It's doing something more. And that's initially what networking is. Networking is doing more. It is standing out. And that's what you want to do because that's the you part. The you aspect is something that job seekers can't see on a piece of paper. The you aspect is what they see when they meet you or what they see when they view you at work, which is one of the main reasons why you try to strive to impress your managers. You're networking in a way that benefits you, which brings me to my second reason why networking is important, because it allows you to climb in the hierarchy, so to say. You start off at the bottom, but you want to, eventually move your way up. One of the ways we do that is through proving our worth, doing more, standing out, taking incentive upon yourself to do more. Networking does that. You're telling the manager, you're establishing a relationship with upper management. What is it that you need of me? What is it that I can do? And then you start to look at that and you begin to work with it. And if you're networking effectively, that means you're doing a good job. So it reflects well on your work ethic. And if you're going to leave the company, then you have a good rapport for yourself between businesses. And that's never a bad thing. A good reputation is always good. So it improves your career. And if you're a businessman, like I said, networking allows you to find that market. If you're doing a new business and you're venturing, where to start? Where to start is usually the heart where most people will stay, where most businesses will fail because they never find their target audience. Networking is a way where you can find your target audience. If you're selling a particular product, where do you go? Are you just going to go market? Are you going to spend money on advertising that no one's going to see that is actually your target audience? Or are you going to speak to people? Find, groups, conventions that you wouldn't have known about that they can get you an invitation to. And these are the things you have to think about. Networking is, for business-wise, is one of the most important things. For employment-wise, it's basically that peace of mind. Having options employment-wise is always important, and networking allows you to, you can work there, you can work there, you can work there. That that begins to ease your calm, and you begin to think of yourself better. It boosts your self-esteem in terms of working. You can handle it, or you can join there, or you can join there, and then that gives you that leeway in terms of asking for a raise or something, because you can say I can leave because I can get a job somewhere else. It allows you to take control of your own life. Look at it like that. One other way is through improving your social life. Everybody's heard, associate with good people. My mom tells me, don't hang around bad people. Try to find the right circle. Networking initially puts you with close relationships with people that benefit you, right?
Yeah.
So real connections with real people that benefit you is not a really bad circle to be in. If you need help or you need something, these are the kind of people that can help you. When you make friends with people at work, with the interest of helping each other, usually that turns out into a stronger bond than it could be of just doing shenanigans. And like I said, the fruits that are bared from these relationships prosper. You see them. You see the results. Having a social circle with great people just leads to life in a positive direction. You're with people who are striving forward, and you yourself begin to strive with them. Go forward in your own life. And it has its perks. For example, I used to bartend. When I would bartend, I would have servers come in from other restaurants, and they would come to the bar, and I would, help hook them up, help them out, discount here and there. And when I would go out to a restaurant or something to eat, they would discount the check for me, sometimes 50%. And that's always cool, especially if you're on out a date with a girl. And then they're like, oh, no, yeah, no, I got it. And then they cut the check in half. And then, you look cool. And like I said, it's perks. So, backtracking back, relating it. Networking initially is not just for work. It can be your personal life. It can be work, and you can make them both. You don't want to just stick to networking with positive people. Also, what I can get out of them. The Christian approach to networking for my students back at Region is to do help unto others. How can I help someone? Because that makes it real. If you're looking how it benefits you strictly there, then that's not real. And what I'm going to do differently this time around, because this is all familiar, is I'm going to talk about how to network strategically. Who to talk to, where to talk to, and what to say are the 3 words that you have to worry about. Those were the original K's that I had was, know what it is you're after. It was know where to go, know what to say, and know who to say it to. So these are the 4 things you have to have in mind. And now once you figure that out, then you can start talking. Now, let's say you're a student. Talk to a professor who has been in that field of study, who has had a job in that field of study. What did they do? How did they succeed? Is there anywhere to go? If they can point you in the right direction, then you've already done 2 things. You've know what it is you want, and now you know where to go. And they will point you to who to talk to, and hopefully, if you've been good enough relationship, you know what to say to that person. And then from there, you use personal experience to push that agenda. And initially, what the overall thing is to just establish a connection, a real connection with that person. It's a proactive approach to meeting people. Other ways is networking events. If you're trying to sell, there are a lot of networking events. If you look them up, galas, if there are conventions, or if it's just things like that, fundraisers. Those are great ways to network, because most people that are there have the similar mindset as you. They have that business mindset. And if you're just trying to do with friends, then there's just treat every interaction like a networking. You don't know who you're going to be sitting next to. You're sitting on a train. Turns out the next guy right there could be on some big business trip, or pushing some new product, or He could be the hiring manager at that firm you're trying to apply to. So what I'm trying to say is network, 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 network. It will benefit you personally. It will benefit you business wise. It will benefit others, and just can't get better than that. So please, just network.